What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It has been a while since I recorded, but a lot has happened and therefore YouTube had to take a little bit of a backseat. I just hit a new half marathon PB and my build phase is about to hit the second phase. So in this video I will walk through everything that has happened. Let's go. So the first big thing is that we have moved into our new place. So I'm right now in the living room. This is a 60 square meter apartment, 2.5 rooms, nothing fancy, but everything we need. And there's a small room, which is office / training room. Then the living room. I'm about to hang up the clothes, so you know what's up. Little hallway. Here's the kitchen, all the essentials. Then we've got a little bathroom with a bathtub. And we've got the bedroom with a balcony which is looking into a little bit of green, which is pretty nice. So just 2 days ago on Sunday, which was the 12th of April, I hit a new half marathon PB, of which I'm super proud. I have done a 18k race just at the beginning of this year, which was more or less a relaxed, controlled, hard effort. I did 18k at a 450 pace in Jan, and for this half marathon I wanted to really test to see where my training has gotten me and if I can hold my race pace that I also want to race for my upcoming Ironman. So my strategy was the following. The first 5k I went out with a 440 pace just to settle in, feel how it goes. And for the next 13k, so from 5k to 18 kilometers, I went to a 430 to 435 pace, which was hard but controlled. And then the last 3k from 18 to 21 was just a progressional effort just to see what I have left in the tank. And it was just on point. My goal was to finish the half marathon within 1 hour 34 and 1 hour 38. And I finished in exactly 1 hour 34 and I think 17 seconds. So that's great. That's a 427 average pace, heart rate of about 160 on average, which is fantastic. I'm super happy with this result. This tells me that my training has been very effective, the way I was doing it, and that I can aim for a sub 140 Ironman 70.3 run. I have also put a lot of effort into the prep of this race. I did my carb loading, I did my deload, I did the gels during the run. I hit a gel every 4 kilometers, which left me with 5 gels and 1 before. Okay, next up, I would like to tell you a little bit about my training, what it has been and what I am looking at right now, at which stage I am, and how I'm going to progress. My Ironman is coming up on the 13th of September. Today, as I'm recording it, it's the 15th of April. So I've got from next Monday, so right now I'm still doing a little bit of a raced deload. I just raced 2 days ago, so I'm gonna take it easy for this week, but I still have 22 weeks from next Monday. The way I would structure a training is the following. So you have your start date and at some point you've got your race. The progression should look like this. First you're starting with the foundational work. Yeah, this is also called the base phase. You're entering into a build, you're building up to a peak and you're tapering off into race. Very easy. These first months, depending on how much time you have, for an event like an Ironman, even though I'm doing a 17.3, I would still say at least 20 weeks, if not even 26. I had even longer and I would say in good shape already because I have come in off marathon preps, of triathlon preps. So my foundational work, my zone 2, is pretty good. But I still wanted to give me enough time to tackle this properly. Now, I still do races along the way. I've done my half marathon. I'm gonna do probably a couple of triathlons, Olympic triathlons along the way to practice transitioning. and race scenarios. Anyway, so here in this first phase, let's say this is probably 2 to 3 months, this is your base. Yeah, here you do a lot of zone 2. Zone 2, 60 to 65% of your maximum heart rate. This is something you need to find out. You can do a time trial, like a 20-minute, 45 minutes, or a 60-minute time trial, running, biking, and swimming. I do have a video on that. Have a look if you are not sure. Then, once this is over, you're building your way up in the build phase. Yeah, this should be a little bit shorter than the base phase. So if the base phase is, let's say, 3 months or 2 months, your build phase will be, let's say, 80% of that. Then here, this is the pinnacle. Yeah, this is where the peak phase is. Peak phase is where the actual training is done. Peak phase is most of the sessions, most of the workouts happen in a race pace, race tempo. Yeah, everything you tell yourself you want to race at, this is where you practice it. You don't do new nutrition strategies, you don't do anything wild with your training. This should be have been tested here to be ready for peak phase. Peak phase is again shorter than build phase, because the peak phase you shouldn't hold for too long, because then you get fatigued quite quickly. Now, once peak phase is over, you deload, which is called a taper. You take off intensity, you take off volume, so you are fresh for the race. Now, for me, my base phase is done. I have done this. I'm now in my build phase. I have done my first training block. The way I have structured this, I have separated my build phase into training blocks. Block 1, block 2, and block 3. Each of these blocks is 3 weeks, 3 weeks on and 1 deload. Yeah, which is 4 weeks times 3, which is roughly, let's say 12 weeks. I do have a race coming up in between, an Olympic triathlon, which will then postpone my build phase a little bit, but that's why I choose to have the whole training a little bit longer, so I can squeeze in those races. But each of these training blocks get harder and get longer and are different. Now, I don't want to be too specific, but for example, what I have done in build phase, I'm not doing only endurance training on the indoor trainer. I'm now also doing sweet spot rides or over and under rides. Yeah, sweet spot, for instance, you do 2 times 10 minutes, 3 times 8 minutes at 90 to 95% of your FTP. FTP, also something you need to figure out first to know where you're at. Very important. Or you do, so this is for 1 week, and then the second week you're doing an over and under ride. Let's say 4 times 12 minutes, where you do 2 minutes 105% of FTP and 2 minutes of 90% FTP, and you do 2 until you hit 12 minutes, and you do this 4 times. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So this is where I'm at right now. This is build phase block 2. Now, training has been going on fantastic. I love it. Also, my intervals have improved. I went from 4 times 800 meters to now 4 times 2 kilometers at a faster pace. And that was also the reason why my half marathon went the way it went, because I've been practicing a lot. And the only thing that is still a bit of a struggle is to swim. But I think many triathletes, they can relate. I don't know why, but this is something that doesn't pick up as fast. But I do see improvement. It's just it doesn't pick up as good as my biking and my running. But honestly, for the swim, I'm not too worried. One thing I realized is, in a racing scenario, if you swim 1.9 kilometer, in my case, at a 150 pace or a 155 pace, doesn't make a big difference. It's maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes. What really matters is the bike. How long can you hold 210, 220, 230 watts? Yeah, if this is the real game changer, the biking part. And then also the brick workouts. Yeah, how fresh are your legs when you come off the bike and enter the run. So these two disciplines is really what I'm focusing on right now. And swim, I do it twice a week. I do what I can, but it's not up to me. But the real progress should be the bike for right now, because now I have proven myself that the running is strong, and now the biking is what needs to be picked up. Yeah, so one last thing I want to talk a little is that I have started again my coaching business. I have tried it a year ago. It wasn't really well structured, so I put it on pause for a while, but now I have brought it back into life. Now I'm much more structured. I use Training Peaks for all my athletes and also for myself. It's been going very well. I'm sure my athletes will say the same. So that means if any one of you out there needs some help with structure of triathlon, half marathon, or even a 70.3 event, anything endurance related, let me know and I can see if I can help you out. I do have experience now. I have gathered it over the past years. I am an example to myself that my training works, and now I'm passing it on to my athletes. It's been super fun and very rewarding to see them getting better and getting after it, choosing the races and helping them along the way. And with this, I'm gonna leave you for today. Give this video a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.